Okay, cool. Welcome to the Alex Auto YouTube channel. All right, I just accidentally went live a little bit earlier there, but it is what it is. In this video, we're gonna talk about joint venture deals. We're gonna talk about how to get cars for free for your fleet. So this is gonna be an important video, especially to my people that want to be able to acquire vehicles for completely free. Okay, so if you're on this live, just know that you're going to get a lot of information. You're going to get a lot of breakdown. If you're watching this back, there will be a lot of information. I will say take notes, okay? This method, this is one of my favorite ways to acquire vehicles for my fleet. Why? Because it doesn't require any credit and it doesn't require any cash, okay? A lot of people underestimate the power of being able to go to people and pitch them on your ideas, pitch them on your business, okay? In this video, we're gonna talk exactly about how to acquire vehicles for your fleet. Okay, no credit and no cash. This is one of the easiest and fastest ways to scale. Okay, and all it requires is the ability to talk to people about your business. Okay, so I'll show you exactly how to do that. I'll show you what I'll show you what the requirements are, right? What you need to understand before you go in there and jump in there and start pitching people about your business. So without any delay, we're gonna get right into the video. Give me 1 second here. I'm having some technical difficulties earlier. So if you hear me being frustrated, it's because of that. But I think everything should be good now. But in this video, we will go over, right, exactly, right, how to acquire vehicles for your fleet for completely free. Okay, so that's what we'll talk about. If you're on this live, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know if you can hear me and you can see me. Just want to make sure everything is the way it's supposed to. So let me know if you can hear me and see me. Just drop a comment, and we're good. Cool. Now, this method, right, focuses on leverage over capital. Okay, leverage, no capital and no credit. So this method is unique in the way that you don't need any money. You don't need any credit. You don't really need anything. All you need to do is understand your systems, understand your structure, and then be able to communicate that with people. Okay, and when people see that you know what you're talking about, they will do business with you. Okay, people want to make money. You have a way and a proven system to make money. You just need to have the ability to communicate that so that people can come in and do business with you and make money with you. Okay, now here's the problem. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh man, I want to do this car rental stuff. I want to start a business. And this skill set that you're going to learn in this live applies to all businesses. Okay, a lot of people say you need money to make money, but you don't need any money to make money. Okay, you need credit to make money. You don't need any credit. Should you have good credit? Yes, of course, good credit helps you. However, you don't need it. Okay, if you know how to set your joint ventures properly, if you know how to communicate properly, you will be able to get what you want out of the business. Okay, so that's one. And then the solution, right? The solution when you have no money and no credit, obviously the solution is the joint venture. So what actually is a joint venture, right? Most people don't know what it actually is. A joint venture is simply an agreement between two or more parties, right, who come together to do business. That's all a joint venture is. Okay, so you and somebody else, or you and multiple people come together, you make an agreement, and you all have, boundaries on the agreement to make money together. Okay, so if you all come together, right, and set up an agreement, you're in a joint venture. Okay, and joint venture isn't just unique to car rentals. A lot of businesses have joint ventures. Real estate does. Okay, when investors are pouring in money into real estate deals, that's a joint venture, right? And joint venture doesn't always have to be money. Okay, in the car rental business, you can do joint ventures with other people's cars. Okay, and I want you guys to focus on using other people's cars. This will be the fastest way you scale. Trust me. Okay, and it's not even going to be close. All right, no debt. No debt. Okay, one of the reasons why I love this is you don't have to go pick up more money. You don't have to go get credit. You have no debt. Okay, so that's an advantage to using the joint venture. You have no liability. Okay, you don't hold the car notes. You don't hold the insurance. The owner of the vehicle does. Right? All you're doing is providing them a solution, a way for them to make money. Okay, so it's very important. And the importance of the no liability method also is that repossessions are up, right? Repossessions have been up for the last 2 years, and it's hitting higher and higher historical numbers, which means that people are just going further and further under on their car notes. So you have the ability to solve a very big problem, right, in the macroeconomics, right, and you can make a lot of money doing it. Why JVs work? Okay, JVs work because it's a win-win for both parties. Okay, you give me your car, right? I rent out your car, I make money, and you make money. It's a win-win, and the customer also can take that car to make money or to do what they need to do with it. It's a win-win for all parties involved. That's how you know this is actually a good deal. Okay, when everybody wins. All right, so that's why JVs work. Okay, your skill is your equity. All right, so you don't need communicating with people, right? Communicating your business to people is a skill, and you need to understand how to deploy that skill to your advantage. Okay, when people talk to you, they have to be able to feel your confidence, right? And they have to be able to say straight away, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. So I actually just came out of a meeting with a JV partner, right? And after I broke down the entire business for him, right? Because what I would do is I would break down the business for them to show them what the process is for somebody to rent a car. And then most of the time they're overwhelmed. They'll be like, wow, this is a lot and you know what you're talking about. Yes, that's exactly the comment they should give you as soon as you break things down for them. That's your skill, right? The skill of making money with cars and the skill of communication. You combine those two, that's where you find equity. Now, how do you find JV partners? Let's talk about it. Okay. Most people, you're gonna be surprised with some of what I'm gonna tell you. Some of them are gonna be obvious, but you didn't think of it. All right. That's why you haven't done it. Friends and family. That's an easy one. Okay. As soon as you have a proof of concept, even if you have one car that you've rented and made $1,000 a month with that car, one car that you've rented and made $1,000 with that car, go to your friends and family straight away. My first JV deal was my sister. My second JV deal was my barber. Okay? Go to your friends and family straight away. Trust me, just go to them and show them the numbers. They will be on board. My sister wanted a new car. She was underwater on her current car. I thought, let's do a deal. In fact, I did the deal so good that to me it was amazing. I didn't even have to revenue share with her. Her car note was $300. I knew guaranteed that I can make at least $600 a month with that car. Guaranteed. I just gotta rent it for a week and a half. And I wasn't doing weekly at the time. So now if I do weekly, all I gotta do is rent the car for 1 week. And I told her that the agreement is I'll pay her car note for her till the end of the loan. The loan had like 3 years on it. So for now I have this car for 3 years straight and I'm just paying out the loan. She holds the insurance. If the car gets totaled, right, her insurance will pay her out for the vehicle and she's out of the loan anyway. She doesn't want the car. Okay? So you need to get creative. When you're talking to your friends and family, listen to their pain point first. Oh, I don't really like my car. I want another one. And then most of the time people have car notes. They're going to be underwater in the car. Even if they don't have a car note, pitch them the idea of, I'll rent out your current car. It will pay for your new car. Boom. Easy. Done. My third JV deal was my friend. Okay? Your friends and family will be the easiest way for you to pick up cars. Very easy and very straightforward. You just need the proof of concept. You just need 1 month renting one car to show them that you know what you're doing. That's it. Okay? The second place is Turo Host. This entire channel was created to teach everybody on here how to escape Turo. And everybody on here that watches my videos, subscribes to the channel, and is in my Facebook community is trying to escape Turo. So what do you think you should do if you've already done private rentals? You've done private rentals for a month, for a year, for 2 years. You can go straight to Turo Host. People on Turo aren't making money. You guys know that because you guys are here. So you can just take that same concept, go straight to a Turo Host, say, hey, I found a way we can make more money, right? I'll do all the work, and then you just get paid out. A lot of Turo hosts love it. One of my JV partners used to be an ex-Turo host. He was making $60,000 a year on Turo. I was able to talk him out of that. Imagine that. It wasn't even like he wasn't making money. He was making money, but I was able to talk him out of giving me his cars. He's giving me 4 cars. Why? Because I pitched him the idea of me doing auto work and him getting a monthly payout. And he's been getting a monthly payout since like May. I pay him damn near $2,000 a month. Since May. He does nothing. Think about that. All right. So a lot of people will love, especially a Turo host, because Turo hosts know what the business is actually like. Washing cars, meeting customers. A lot of them hate it. Dealing with Turo. So instead of dealing with Turo, they get to deal with you, and then you pay them out. They'll take that. Okay. So Turo host is another great place you can find joint venture deals. Social media. A lot of you guys that are doing rentals, even if you're on Turo, you need to be making content on social media. Content is king, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard that before, but content is king. Okay? You need to be making content. I don't care what content. You washing cars, you taking cars to the mechanic. Make the damn content. When people see that you're in motion, when people see that you're moving, they will want to do business with you. Okay? So you need to be on social media. You can make a business page. You can use your personal page, right? I would recommend doing both, having a business and a personal page, showing people that this is what you do, talking about it. You can show some numbers, right, here and there to show people that you are actually doing this for real. Okay, it's called a busy street. If you have a busy street, because the first thing people do when you meet them nowadays, right, in today's society, they want to see if you have Instagram, if you have Facebook. Instagram and Facebook are huge in today's world. So you should be posting on Instagram and Facebook almost all the time about what you do for a living, what you do for business, and people will do business with you. Once people see social proof, right? Social proof damn near almost closes people way more than anything. I have a current potential JV partner who literally hit me up, and for word, he said, "Hey Alex, I see your post on Instagram. I didn't know you were doing joint venture deals. I have X amount of cars. What years and make and models do you want?" He literally came to me and asked me, "What do I want?" That will give you the highest form of leverage, because now you can demand whatever the hell you want. You want to do a 70-30, you want to do a 60-40, you can do it. Okay? So social media is the highest form of leverage. Now let's do some quick joint venture math. 50-50 split is pretty standard. So if it's one car, you made $1,000, right? You split 50-50 with your partner, they get $500, right? You get $500. You do that with 10 cars, you can make $5K a month with no debt and no liability. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward, and it sounds pretty familiar. Why? Because that's exactly what Turo does. You're Turo's partner. You're Turo's joint venture partner. And if you didn't know that, well, today you know that now. You're Turo's joint venture partner. Okay? You can make a lot of money and not even own any of the cars. Imagine you're making $5K a month, you don't own any of the cars. You didn't spend any money to buy it. You don't have any insurance on it. You don't have any car notes, right? You're just a middleman, and that's what Turo is. All right? So this is a great way to make a lot of money with joint venture deals. What do you need to close JV deals? You need a proven track record. So like I said, you need to have the proof that you can make money with cars. Once you have proof that you can make money with cars, all you got to do is show your proof. Be transparent, okay? You have to be a trustworthy person. If you're not a trustworthy person, people will not do business with you. It's very simple. You need to show your numbers, okay? So make sure you can show people how much money you're making with your cars. If you can't show people how much money you're making with your cars, people are not going to trust you, okay? So you need to be able to show your numbers and then show your systems. That's one of the things I have more success with, is showing people my systems. Like this is how I do background checks, right? Once somebody calls, they go through this process before we put them in the car. Once people see that, they'll be like, "Wow, well, I can trust you that my cars are gonna come back." So show your systems. Show how you go through your background checks. You do your license verification. How you meet your customers, right? Show them your rental agreement. Okay, how you set up your rental agreement with your customers. So showing people your systems is one of the best ways to close your JV deals, right? And all of this comes in with your proven track record. So it's very, very important that you're able to put these things together, and posting it on social media is also another great way to leverage. Now let's talk about your pitch, okay? Let's talk about the pitch, because this is where most people will be like, "What do I say? I don't know how to pitch this." Okay, This is a very basic one. I literally found this on ChatGPT. What if I could help you turn your car into $500 to $1,000 a month without you lifting a finger? That's a very simple pitch. Very simple and very straightforward. Okay? Now, for me, when I'm pitching people, I'm pitching them in the idea of think about is how you can make passive income with cheap economy cars. Some of you guys may see some of my posts on social media, right? That's what I talk about. Passive income, cheap economy cars. Passive income, cheap economy cars. It's almost like it catches them off guard. Passive income with cheap economy cars, you want people to be curious about what you're talking about. Okay? So I always pitch it in a passive income with cheap economy cars. And I actually make it passive for my people. I don't want my joint venture partners texting me all the time and calling me all the time. How's the car going, man? Did somebody rent it? Like, I don't want that. So I tell them, this is a very smooth, hands-off process. I'll take care of everything, and you just get paid out passively. That's how I like to do business, because at the end of the day, they don't know more than me, and they're not going to know more than you. So they shouldn't be calling you all the time asking you questions. That doesn't make any sense, because you don't call the CEO of McDonald's and ask them how burgers are made. If you want one, you just buy it. If you're a McDonald's partner, you just give them money, and then they pay you out, right? You're not sitting there asking, Starbucks, the CEO of Starbucks, like, hey, how y'all making that coffee? How many coffees did you make today? Like, no. Okay, so they shouldn't be calling you and doing all that. If they're doing that, I had partners that did that. I caught them out straight away, right? Because a lot of the times that comes from a place of distrust. If they can't trust you, then why are they doing business with you? For me, I have to do business with people I trust, and I tell them, you have to trust me. If they cannot trust me, they shouldn't do business. And some people have a hard time with trust. That's some people's nature, and that's okay. It just means that for me, they can't do business with me. Okay, so when you're pitching, right, your pitch should also work out for you the way you like to do business. All right, so very simple. Keep your pitches simple. Keep your pitches investor focused. So what I mean by that is, like, don't talk about what it's gonna do for you. Talk about what it's gonna do for them. That's what they care about. Okay, so talk about what it's gonna do for them. I can turn your car that's sitting into cash flow. I can turn your 2012 Nissan Altima into $1,000 a month, right? What is it gonna do for them? So that's how you pitch, right? And that's how you get people to be interested in your services. Let's talk about how you structure the deal. All right, so this part is not as straightforward. It's not straightforward. Okay, so how you structure the deal is all about you, all about your goals, your investors, what they're looking for. For me, I typically structure 50-50 or 60-40 in my favor. Why 60-40 in my favor? Because I'm the one that's actually doing all the work and they're just getting paid out. Okay? So you can sit down and say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do to make sure the car is rented and the car stays rented. Any issues that come up, if I have to do repossessions, they're not waking up in the middle of the night to go and repossess the car when the customer doesn't pay. They're not. Okay? They're not doing background checks, right? They're not dealing with all the headaches. Let's say the car gets impounded. They're not going to deal with that. You are. Okay? So I think it's fair that because I'm going to do all the work, I should get more of the money. Or the other thing is you can do a 50-50 deal, right? A lot of people will feel like that's fair. It's my car, blah, 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 right? Starting out, you probably have to do something like that. And then once you're more established, you can start tipping the scale more towards your favor. Okay, so that's how you would structure the deal. Now you need an agreement. You need a joint venture agreement. Do not do business with anybody without an agreement, okay? People change, right? People may act nice at first, and then next thing you know, they've completely switched up. So you need to highlight the terms, what's going in the agreement for both of you, what you're both agreeing to, what the non-negotiables are, right? And all of that needs to be in writing and signed. Highlight responsibilities, very important, okay? What are you in charge of? What is the other person in charge of? If the other person is in charge of their own insurance and their car note, you need to highlight that in your agreement. If you are in charge of marketing the cars, getting the customers, and collecting the payments, that needs to be highlighted in the agreement, okay? So you need to highlight the responsibilities on both sides. And then if you don't want the investor texting you all the time, you actually have to put that in your agreement, right? hey, this is a hands-off process, right? I'll handle everything. If there are any issues, I will reach out to you. Okay, you need to make sure of that. Trust me. You a lot of people are gonna do joint venture deals, right? Especially my students in my school community. You guys are gonna do joint venture deals with some people, and then you're gonna hate it. But the only way for you to realize that is to actually do them. So highlighting responsibilities is one of the ways to curve, right, the understanding of what each party is responsible for, and then track everything. You need to track every damn thing. You need to track how much money the car is bringing. You need to track your oil changes, all your maintenance, tires. All of that needs to be tracked, right? And you need to have invoices and receipts and all of that, right? You need to have all your customer info and all that. You need to track all of that. Not that that's necessary to give to the investor. For me, what I do is we give the investor a report every single month. The report shows how much money the car made, how much the expenses were, right? And then how much their payout is in relation, right? And then I actually personally send them the Zelle. Okay, so very important that you track everything. A lot of times they're gonna be like, oh, why is it like this? Then I can show them simply a simple receipt or invoice showing that the work was done on the car, and then they're like, okay. Once they see that it's the receipts, they say, okay. Do not overpromise. Okay, this is an important one. Do not overpromise. Do not tell people that you're gonna make them $1,000 guaranteed. Do not tell people you're gonna make them any money guaranteed. Right? I'm very realistic with my investors. Okay, I tell them these are the dangers of this business. Cars break down. Okay, cars break down. Sometimes your cars will sit for a little bit, and that's okay. Okay. Sometimes demand slows down. It's not guaranteed that the cars will go out 30 for 30 days, but what I can guarantee is that I will do everything in my power to make sure that it does. Now, 9 out of 10 times the cars are out for 30 days, but I don't want to tell them that because now the expectation is that that's what's going to happen all the time. And sometimes it's not. There's been 1 or 2 months where it hasn't, where it's been slower, where we've had heavy maintenance, where we've had to do repairs. So the cars have been down. Okay, so it's very important to set the expectation, to not overpromise. Do not get. I would never guarantee anybody anything. Now, if the car note is super cheap, like $300, I might guarantee that. I know that I can pay a $300 car note because I just got to rent the car out for a week. So I might guarantee my investor that. If the car note is cheap, okay, I'll pay a car note. But I wouldn't guarantee to pay their car note and give them an X amount of money, because then that's overpromising. So very important. A lot of you guys are going to get this information, right? Especially people watching back, and you're going to run with it, and then you're going to go overpromise, and then you're going to get yourself into a whole lot of mess because now you can't deliver on your promises. Okay? Scale through referrals. Once you get 1 or 2 of these people, they'll refer people to you. They will. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm working with this guy. He's made me $500, $600, $700 on my car most months. You should contact them, right? And then once you get 1 or 2 people in, get testimonials and post it on social media, right? Let them talk your business up, and then you can use that as leverage to get more people in. I've had my JV partners send people over to me to referrals. Actually, one of the ones I just closed today was a referral. Okay, so just simply ask them for a referral. Simply ask them if they know anybody else who's looking, right, to rent out their cars that are just sitting. You'll be surprised. Okay, boom. If you're ready to partner and scale, okay, we have the school community. I'll be showing my students on Wednesday. I'll break this down in more detail on how to teach them how to get their first JV deal. I've done a lot of JV deals. It's very easy. It's very straightforward, but you need to have all the things in place. You need your agreement, okay? So my students are gonna get all the in detail Zoom call, right, on Wednesday on how to scale, right? Partner with people, get free cars, and scale it. All right, so that's the end of the live. If there are any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. But JV deals, I love. JV deals have helped me scale very, very quickly. And I would do JV deals all day. All day. I love JV deals. You know, I've partnered up with probably like 6 people just this year alone, and they've been able to bring me 6, 7 cars. Right? Sometimes I'll partner with somebody for a month, and it's not a good fit, and I'll drop them. And that's okay, right? I still make money. Um, you know, you never know how somebody actually is until money is involved. Then you find out how people really are. So, you know, very important that if you're gonna do this, that you do this the right way, with the right systems, with the right agreements. Um, and I'm gonna show all of that on Wednesday to my school community students. So if you want to jump in there, feel free to jump in there. I'm gonna switch back off, um, and take any questions. If people have any questions, now is the time to drop your questions. Let me know if you enjoyed this live. Right, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you leave a comment. Okay. So if you have any current JV deals, definitely drop a comment. Let me know if you have any JV deals. Let me know the make and model of the car that you have with your JV partner. Let me know how much money you made, if you made any money at all. Okay, let me know how much money you made. I think on Turo they call it co-hosting, but co-hosting is different on Turo because all you're doing is getting added to somebody else's account. You're doing all the work for them, and they're paying you 10%. That absolutely not. Do not do that. Do not do co-hosting on Turo. This is not what I'm talking about. Okay, if you're co-hosting on Turo, that's a huge L. Okay, you're putting in all the sweat equity for 10%. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a joint venture deal. This is completely different. A joint venture deal, they give you the car, you go make the money on a private rentals, and then you split it with them. So you have to pay them out, not the other way around. Okay? So having good JV partners will definitely take your business to the next level. You can, I've seen people, right? I think they call them brokers in the exotic car rental game, where they don't own any cars. They're making 10K a month brokering exotic car rentals. Okay, they just find a client, they connect them with the car rental business, and they take a percentage. So if they find a client, let's say for I don't know a Lamborghini Urus, for example, that's renting for $1,000 a day, they might tell the client it's $1,200 a day. The client rents it for 10 days. No, that's 10 grand, right? He just made $2,000. Boom, of a Lamborghini Urus that he doesn't own, just from brokering it, being the middleman. Okay, some of the best businesses in the world are middlemen. So don't let that confuse you. You can run this entire car rental business, make 6 figures, make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and own no cars. All right, you're solving a problem. There's a guy that I know, that I do business with actually, out in Tennessee. I want to say, I can't remember off the top of my head, and that's exactly what he does. He just finds people who, I don't know how he has a dealership. I don't know how he finds them, but essentially he finds people who are more than 30 days late on their car notes, and then he just reaches out to them, pitches them, rents out their cars, gets them out of that trouble, and makes a bunch of money doing it. Okay, so this is extremely scalable, especially in the current economic climate we're in and we're going into. A lot of people are getting fired from their jobs, right? Where firing is at record numbers. Okay, you need to be able to solve problems and solve them quickly for people. And if you're able to do that, people will do business with you. You'll be able to make a lot of money, okay, doing that. So keep that in mind. This is I love this business because you don't need any credit. You don't need any cash. You can simply scale this business with joint ventures. Very easy, very straightforward. Okay, so if there are no questions, that will be the end of the live for me. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this back, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know if you have any JV deals. Let me know how many cars you got. Let me know what the make and model of your JV deal is. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.